The Manchester and Birmingham Railway opened in stages from Manchester and reached Stockport in 1840. The 5.5-mile line ran from a temporary station in Manchester to another temporary station in Stockport at the north end of the uncompleted Stockport Viaduct. The temporary station, which was later renamed Heaton Norris, was Stockport's only station for more than 2 years. After the viaduct was completed, the M&BR built a station on its southern end as an experiment. The decision was prompted by complaints that the first station was a long way from the industrial parts of the town, and even farther from the residential districts on the south side. The second station opened on the 15th of February 1843, known as Edgeley. By 1844 it was the town's principal station. Heaton Norris at the north end of the viaduct closed in 1959. The station was operated by the London North Western Railway and became part of the London Midlands Scottish Railway in 1923. In 1948, British Railways ran the station. Most lines into the station were electrified at 25 kV AC, using overhead wires under the British Railways 1955 modernisation plan. However, not all of the local lines have been electrified. So let's get started here at Stockport with 150, 133 and 150, 142. Departed with 1401 Northern Service from Hazel Grove to Manchester Piccadilly. Making an almighty noise as it departs 5 minutes late, we stop HD04 at 67008 with the 1401 Transport for Wales service from Cardiff Central to Manchester Piccadilly. Passing through 5 minutes late is 66301, working 4H88 from Hams Hall to Hindrow. Up next to departure Avanti West Coast is 390.044 with the 1410 Avanti West Coast service from London Euston to Manchester Piccadilly. Whilst arriving at the same time, the cross-country is 220025, working the 1413 cross-country service from Manchester Piccadilly to Bristol Temple Meads. Got a nice little race going on between 331014 and 150.149, working the 1419 Northern service from Manchester Piccadilly to Crewe and the 1419 Northern service from Manchester Piccadilly to Chester, respectively. Departing over on the far side 7 minutes late is 156466 with the 1415 Northern service from Chester to Manchester Piccadilly. Whilst arriving at the same time is 390-141 with the 1424 Avanti West Coast service from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston via Stoke-on-Trent. Whilst departed out from behind him is 221121 with the 1419 cross-country service from Bournemouth to Manchester Piccadilly. This today starting at Reading due to an unknown cause. One in, one out now as 185112 passes 323230. Working the 1423 Transpennine Express service from Liverpool Lime Street to Cleethorpes, running 7 minutes late. And the 1426 Northern service from Crewe to Manchester Piccadilly, respectively. Next out for departure is 158785 and 158899. Working the 1425 East Midlands Railway service from Norwich to Liverpool Lime Street via Warrington Central. Arriving next into the station is 221127, working the 1433 cross-country service from Manchester Piccadilly to Bournemouth. Departed over on the far side is 150-130 and 156452 with the 1433 Northern service from Buxton to Manchester Piccadilly. Up next for arrival is 150-111 and 150-115, working the 1433 Northern service from Manchester Piccadilly to Hazel Grove. Next in to arrive pushing stock HD04 is 67008, working the 1440 Transport for Wales service from Manchester Piccadilly to Cardiff Central. Next out for departure is 323224 with the 1440 Northern service from Stoke-on-Trent to Manchester Piccadilly. Next to pass through the station is 60021 with 6 Echo 10 from Liverpool Biomass Terminal to Drax. Wait for it, bold by 319-125. Working the 1444 Avanti West Coast service from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston via Stoke-on-Trent. Dual CAFs working now as 331001 passes 331023, working the 1448 Northern service from Alderley Edge to Manchester Piccadilly and the 1452 Northern service from Manchester Piccadilly to Alderley Edge respectively. Next out to depart is 390-042, departing 16 minutes late with the 1436 Avanti West Coast service from London Euston to Manchester Piccadilly. Another pair of dual workings now as 323239 arrives, while 158813 and 158858 arrive next. Working the 1455 Northern service from Manchester Piccadilly to Stoke-on-Trent and the 1454 East Midlands Railway service from Liverpool Lime Street to Norwich respectively. Next out for departure is 390-115, working the 1457 Avanti West Coast service from London Euston to Manchester Piccadilly. And with all the delays and cancellations now going on, here comes our train in the form of 390-044, working the 1504 Avanti West Coast service from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston via Crewe, running about on time. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed what you saw, click on the 2 videos here at the end screen. Helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you are new and got this far. And we'll see you all in the next video, folks, wherever that may take us. We'll see you then, folks.